Hero circuit. One of the guys that I know, Mr. Wada, had a track day event, and I was like, hey, I don't mind coming out to drive real quick. So came out here to do a couple of quick laps in the Fuga. We did the reverse style layout because everybody does the normal way, and then the reverse style is fun in its own ways too. So got to do a couple of tandem runs with Hero and Machan in their JZX100. But man, once again, the Fuga is a ripper. I need to upgrade the car because there's a couple of things that I do want to do to the car. Let me go ahead and show you a little bit about the car. All right, so for those of you who've never seen this car before, this is the Nissan Fuga. I've introduced this car a couple of times in the past too, but I've been driving this car a lot lately because it's a very easy to maintain, maintenance free almost. I just change tires and go. So let me go ahead and show you a little bit about the car. M45 in the US Infiniti M45. It's got the stock VQ 4.5 liter V8 engine, and it came with this engine intake, cold air intake. I still have the AC compressor on there, but I did it the ghetto way. I just cut the lines, try to get it all lightweight. There's a lot of stuff that I took off in front where the condenser and all that stuff is gone in the front. Yeah, then behind this bumper there's like a big support that I took out and I cut out as well. It's almost like a missile, but it's kind of visually okay because, you know, all the panels are on there and stuff. This is aluminum hood stock. I don't even know if it made a big difference in weight, but I figured, you know, whatever that's free that I could do and cut off and take off, I will do. So I did. One day I was like, oh, I'm gonna bolt these in or screw these in. Never did. So the car came with these fiberglass fenders. I think these are final connection fenders, and it used to have a final connection front bumper on it too, but a long time ago I went to Ebisu and I went off-roading on it and I tore it all up, so it's all gone. Lock kit, I have the GK Tech angle kit. This thing fits on a 370Z G37 as well. The front end suspension system is the same. I took the ABS sensors out, and whatever I could take out, I tried to take out. Also has a G37 2.5 liter 4-door upper arms. I don't even know if it made that big of a difference, but they said it's shorter, and it did look slightly shorter, so I did use that so I can gain a little bit of camber, but I think I want to do more. I might extend the lower arms some way. Has RSR suspension. This came with the car as well, and I made some homemade 4mm steering spacers for the tie rods, so that helped out a little on the steering mods as well. I got work wheels usually, emotions 9.5 plus 12s all the way around, and sometimes I switch the wheels around. I got some pro drives on there right now for the rears, but I do usually run 225 40 18 Kendas all the way around, and hopefully I'll be moving up to 235s. Right now I borrowed these 265s because I didn't have anything else to use, but I don't like the front tire having too much grip. The way this car is set up, suspension's a little soft too, so I kind of want the front end to slide a little bit too. But everybody has their own opinions on that. So, and other than that, for the exterior, this window is Lexan. I cut it out myself, and also all this inside piece for the door. This is all aluminum, but I still cut it out anyway. Took the motor out and everything. Took the rear seats out and all that other stuff too. Yeah, so I try to take as much weight out as possible. This rear window too, I have a piece of Lexan that's big enough to cover it, but I just never got around to changing it because it looks like a pain in the ass. I will one day. And I hopefully will be putting the over fenders on it too, make it wider. And now the trunk, let's go to the trunk. Like, this thing is flimsy. I don't even have a lock for the trunk because it doesn't open unless I'm going backwards. And the reason why is because it opens like this. It's weird, and also it's aluminum. I cut this out as well. The floor and everything that I could cut out without making a huge modification or, you know, weakening the chassis or whatever. And also put these K-car exhaust pipes. Hopefully I can make a better exhaust that's louder. It still shreds tires, and that's what this baby's made for, right? So let me go ahead and go into the interior. Still have not taken out the AC system and all this other stuff that I should be doing, but I think one of these days I'm going to be renewing everything, making it nicer. So I'll be taking out the carpet, maybe even maybe try to put a simple roll cage in it or something. And I mean, I have a thought of trying to make it a drift taxi. So Chris Forsberg has a M45, and he just debuted the Ultimaniac, which is a 4-door, and this car is nowhere near that, but it's still kind of a fun car to slide around in. So yeah, for the driver's seat, I used this before. It's my Brit seat. Very nice, holds really nice. Gauge cluster, everything is stock. It's like Christmas in here because all the lights turn on, because because I got the sensors pulled out. Got the nameless e-brake handle here, but I do have a dual caliper kit with the bracket, and I think I got the bracket from Koru Works. I still haven't even looked into it or figured it out, but when I pull the e-brake, as it's in drive or in manual mode, it drops it down to 1 because I think the transmission thinks that it's in first gear. So that's another wiring issue where, I mean, I have no idea about any car wiring or anything. I'm not even a car builder. I'm just, I just know how to turn wrenches here and there. Yeah, act like I know what I'm doing. So yeah, don't take this as an advice, but it is a very cool car to have. I mean, I know the car has a lot of weight, and I did shave a lot of weight off it. I think I took about 200-300 kilograms, which is about 400 pounds or something, 400 or 500 pounds from stock, but it's still a heavy, it's still a big car. So I guess the weight is going to be critical, but at the same time, just to be able to enjoy the car. I mean, everybody wants to go full on with these builds, you know, get a car, and I've been having trouble trying to find a car that I want to build and use it as a track car, because everything costs so much money compared to 20 years ago. I mean, cars usually were as cheap as a pair of shoes now, you know, but they're really expensive now, so it's really hard for a normal person to just get into a car and go drifting. I don't know if it's cheap in your region, but this car was really ended up being very cheap for me here in Japan. But I think if you get something that's easy to get into and test it out and see if you like it or not, you don't really have to dump too much money into it until you find out that you really want to do this. For people who wants to do competition and pursue this as a career or anything, as a hobby, whatever, you know, feeling the waters on this, on drifting, is probably the best thing to do. Because think about it, you got to get tires, you got to get, you got to pay for, in Japan, you got to pay for tolls, you got to pay for track day events. I mean, there's maintenance stuff, you got oil changes, clutch changes, parts, aftermarket parts. There's so many things that you have to do to maintain the car and keep it at the track. And on top of that, I mean, if you have a little, you know, fender bender at the track with your friends, hit the wall or something, you got to change chassis, change body parts, you know, bend wheels, suspension parts, arms, etc. There's unlimited things that can happen to you at the track. So you got to have that in mind too. Instead of just jumping onto whatever highest budget car you can possibly get, it's better to save some of that for the driving part of it, because you don't want to be building your car for a year or two and not being able to hit up the track. I'd rather be in a car that's very inexpensive and easy to go to the track, but I guess it's really up to you and depends on your financial situation too. And for me, this suits me the best. So for those of you who are similar to where I stand, this is a pretty fun car. There's so many other cars and chassis that are rear-wheel drive, and also you can have a lot of fun with. And I forgot to tell you, this thing don't even have a aftermarket LSD in it. It has a stock Torsen diff, and it works fine. Car makes a lot of torque, yes it does, but at the same time you just have to make sure that you're not running too much grip on the back where, you know, the diff is going to be critical and it's going to start spinning and doing the whole one tire fire or whatever you want to call it. So, and yes, it's not the best thing, and it isn't as good as like a mechanical LSD or a maybe even a lock diff. You know, if you don't mind driving around going everywhere, you know, you can be in a lock diff too. So yeah, so sorry for all the blabbing. Just wanted to introduce you my little sweet ride that I have, that I've been ripping around lately. Hey, how much horsepower does this car have?
800.
800?
Yeah.
Can I put a GoPro on it?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Alright, so I'm not going to go for a ride along, but Lenny's going to go for a ride along. Have fun. どうだった？Huh? Alright, well, thanks a lot for watching again. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you did. And until I see you guys next time, peace out.